Yes, we're continuing our coverage of a developing story out of Superior where a police officer was shot multiple times early this morning during a traffic stop connected to a domestic dispute. According to the Superior Police Department, officers responded to the intersection of Tower Avenue and 37th Street around 2:45 this morning, where they conducted a traffic stop. And during that stop, the suspect exited the vehicle and fired multiple rounds at a female officer with a semi-automatic rifle, striking both the squad car and the officer. The wounded officer exited her vehicle, returned fire, and struck the suspect. The suspect then fled the scene in his car and crashed into the main office doors of Superior Middle School, where he hid for approximately 4 hours. Superior Police Chief Paul Winterscheid said the department worked with other agencies to locate the shooter quickly. The suspect surrendered and was taken into custody around 7 o'clock this morning. After reviewing body camera footage, Winterscheid praised his deputies for their quick and accurate response, calling their actions an act of bravery.
I was absolutely taken aback by that officer's bravery, their composure, and the way they responded to really sustained and accurate gunfire on their squad car while they were sitting in it. I can't think of a more terrifying thing.
According to officials, officers are now home from the hospital and in good condition. Their identities are being withheld as they are considered victims in the crime. Superior Mayor Jim Payne also commended their quick action in keeping the community safe.
The community is safe today because of the heroic actions of those officers. An officer took a bullet for the people of Superior today. I'm extremely proud of the work of this department, especially the responding officers.
Officials say they recognize the community's concerns during rare incidents like this, noting they could not recall the last time there was an officer-involved shooting in Superior.